What have you found most educational about participating on a large company board of directors?
Well, it's totally different and it's totally the same. You know, boards of directors, smart people, diversity, all focused on creating shareholder value, of growing, of doing a combination of bringing home the bacon, getting to the short-term numbers, and also the longer-term big strategic challenges. There are lots of obvious similarities between a small company board and their general objectives and a big company board. But the numbers are much bigger. The scale is much more significant. So in being on a public company board in a business that's, £1 billion in annual revenues, everything is just grossed up in terms of size and the deals and the opportunities that you see are remarkable. I mean, but in a nuts and bolts way, how the board is run, the caliber of people involved, the number of people involved as well, is at a very different level to our board is fantastic, but it's comprised of, primarily investors and me versus non-executive directors, independents who've been brought in to help guide the high-level view of the business. So, Ladbrokes is an incredibly well chaired and run board with very, very smart people involved in it, tackling very big questions and big challenges. And it's very exciting for those reasons. But the time horizon of those decisions, sometimes much shorter. I mean, they can get stuff done because they've got a lot of muscle, versus Moo, which, it can take us an age to do things because we've got less resources. But generally speaking, the quickness, the speed of delivery from a decision, I think is much shorter in a smaller company. But the benefits that I, have from, and I suppose it works both ways. I mean, the education that I get from being in a big company is seeing how a really classy, well-run business operates, how the individuals, navigate the challenges, how they work as a group, how they approach an issue or an opportunity, and the rigor in the process of that. I mean, there are other things that are less relevant to me today, like, the public company environment, legal issues, a million things that as an independent small private company maybe doesn't think about, but may do in the future. And the reflection of that is, for Ladbrokes and for Ladbrokes shareholders, I'm in a tiny, very fast-growing business at the cutting edge of the London, technology scene, and I see all the interesting things in the digital space around me that most of the people that are involved in the senior capacity of that company don't, just because they're not in that pond, right? So I can bring all of those learnings back into their business, and explain, what's going on in my world. So it is a very symbiotic and, hopefully healthy balance between those two. But I think it works extremely well.